Hey guys, how's it going? Robert Warshak here, and we're going to be taking a look at a nice, fun deck that we've been playing in some Wild Ladder, and it's going to be the Random Rogue, or the Tess Rogue deck. This deck is a lot of fun. I don't actually know how competitive this deck is, but we had a blast playing it. So with that, for those of you unfamiliar with how we do our deck reviews or analysis, and then we head into the games, we're going to take a look at the deck. I'm going to explain why I have what I have in here, going to go over the cards, and then from there, we'll head into the games. You'll see me play the deck, and then I'll explain why I do what I do, and then from there, hopefully you can replicate that. So let's get on into it. Backstab, 0 mana, deal 2 damage to an undamaged minion. It's a great combo activator. As we know, rogues have quite a few cards that require combo to activate, and doing that for 0 mana is very easy. Also, this is early game removal. You can't really beat Backstab. Sir Finley. All right. So this guy is in the deck because we really don't need the rogue hero power. If you know what the rogue hero power is, it's the 2 mana, you get a 1/2 dagger. The thing is, once we equipped our Spectral Cutlass, we don't need to ever re-equip another dagger, so our hero power basically turns into nothing. We don't use it because Spectral Cutlass is just better, right? So we use Sir Finley to be able to pick up maybe a hunter hero power, a mage hero power, a warrior, a priest, just to be able to do something else than normally picking up a dagger. But like I said, we no longer need it because we have Spectral Cutlass, which we'll get into later, which is the point of this deck. Swashburglar, 1 mana, 1/1 pirate. Add a battle cry, add a random card to your opponent from your opponent's class to your hand. The whole deck revolves around generating random cards from your opponent's class so you can play them, and they're not rogue cards, because as we know, Spectral Cutlass, 4 mana, 2/2, lifesteal. Whenever you play a card from another class, gain +1 durability. So the whole point of this deck is to play cards from other classes, so we give Spectral Cutlass lots of durability. So Swashburglar, adding to the cards that we play from other classes, definitely want to play that guy. Shinyfinder, 2 mana, 3/1, battle cry, draw a weapon from your deck. The key is, again, playing Spectral Cutlass as soon as possible, as early as possible, and getting it buffed as fast as possible. So being able to use Shinyfinder to draw our Spectral Cutlass, very, very important. It's basically having 4 Spectral Cutlasses in the deck because we run 2 of the weapon and then 2 Shinyfinders. This, again, 2 mana, deal 4 damage. If it's comboed, really good, can go face or hit minions. Sap, return an enemy minion from the battlefield to your opponent's hand, really good. A lot of mechs running around, a lot of big minions, a lot of big priest, just sap that shit right back to their hand. Blink Fox, 3 mana, 3/3, battle cry, at a random card from your hand for your opponent's class. Does exactly the same thing as Swashburglar, but it's a 3 mana, 3/3, and it's a fox. Really good, flows well in the deck. Evil Miscreant. Doesn't really generate anything from an opponent's class, but it's just a really good card because the lackeys are very powerful. We also could get the Ethereal Lackey, which does generate a card, and that card could generate other cards from your opponent's class, because as we know, rogue spells have a lot of stealing capabilities. So Evil Miscreant can lead you to cards that steal based on the miscreants that you get, but either way, this card is insane, and it's kind of hard not to play this, even though the deck doesn't really revolve around lackeys or anything like that. Shaku, every time he attacks, add a random card to your hand from your opponent's class. He doesn't need to attack face, he doesn't need to kill anything, he just attacks. So the second you play this, he has stealth, probably gonna live. You attack with him, he generates stuff, he lives on the board a couple turns, you get a shit ton of value. Really cool rogue legendary card. Elven Minstrel. This is probably one of the better draw mechanics in the game, if not one of my favorites. 4 mana, 3/2 combo, draw 2 minions from your deck. Super solid card. It's kind of hard not to play him. He's just good card. Spectral Cutlass, we went over this, the point of the deck, good stuff. Tinkers. So give your weapon +3 attack, combo, give a friendly minion +3 attack. You'd be like, Rob, you're running the, Spectral Cutlass. Why don't you run what is it? Deadly Poison. You could give it the extra +2 attack. Honestly, I'm just playing Tinker's Sharp Oil over the Deadly Poison because it gives more attack and it goes on to a minion. I know it costs a little bit more mana, but this deck doesn't need, you're not playing Spectral Cutlass on turn 1 or 2 or 3 anyway, so the Deadly Poison is just going to be sitting in your hand until that Spectral Cutlass comes out. And when you can play the Spectral Cutlass, normally the following turn you have the ability to play the oil just like you would play Deadly Poison. So I just found that it was hard, number 1, for me to find room for Deadly Poison, and number 2, Tinker does the same thing as Deadly Poison, but better. So I just played this over that. It's worked out so far. I haven't really had an issue with it. Vendetta, of course. Deal 4 damage to a minion. It costs 0 if you're holding a card from another class. As we know, with this deck, super hard to generate cards from other classes, right? So normally this costs 0 mana. Vilespine Slayer, again, super good card. 5 mana, 3/4 combo, destroy a minion. For those of you who are around, this was a big card in Rogue for a long time. And yeah, good stuff. Vanish. Again, this rotated with the Hall of Fame this year, but super good card. Returning all of these cards with battle cries that generate cards is really good. Also, Wild is filled with decks that we really don't like Big Priest. How to deal with Big Priest? We just return all those big minions to their hand and restart the board. Tess, we're playing a bunch of cards from not our class. She replays cards that we played from not our class. Super good. Valeera, shit ton of value. Hard to not play Valeera. For those of you who don't know what she does, when you first play her, your hero gains stealth, so it basically buys you a turn, you get 5 armor, and then from then on, at the beginning of your turn, it generates you a card that copies the last card you played. So, and then it doesn't copy it, but it allows you to play it again. So for example, if you play Sap, you'll basically have another Sap in your hand until you play another card besides Sap, and it'll turn into whatever your last card was. So super good, super value oriented, and Valeera is just an insane Death Knight. Not the best, Gul'dan is probably the best, but Valeera still is really good. So with that, hopefully you enjoy the deck. We'll have fun with it. We'll get into the games here in a second. If you enjoy the deck, you like the breakdown of it, and it does you well, throw an upvote or a comment in the section below. KekXD is good enough for me. It makes the video do a lot better, and I really appreciate it. So with that, let's head into the games and enjoy, guys. The next thing that I see gets taken out is either... It's gotta be probably the backstabs. Hard to say though. Tess is out. No, Tess gotta stay in here. Tess is the cool part of the deck. Oh, okay, you're just kidding. I was about to say, Tess out? You're crazy. You're crazy, boy. You so crazy. You're crazy, man. And I still miss you. Ooh. And I still miss you. Shaku, we need a little Shaku. Shinyfinders, I thought about it. I decided against them.
Trust me. Justice is mine.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Underbelly Fence is probably not good. Discard.
Justice is mine.
Yo, Ghost Wasteland with the Twitch Prime for 8 months in a row. Welcome back, dude. Thank you. Appreciate that support. I think that's the first sub of the day. Let me take a look. Let's take a look at the stats. Yep, first sub of the day. Thanks, man. Mucho apreciantos. Underbelly for Greenskin. I'm probably gonna do get ready both the underbellies. Put in a a Sir Finley, and probably a Vanish. One Vanish. Green skin's cool, but we could probably take out deadly poisons. One deadly, and then put in another Tinker. And then we could probably throw in one more card. Because the deadly poisons do exactly the same thing as the Tinker, but the Tinker's just better. But it's hard to say what you should and shouldn't do until you play the deck, right? Raiding party. I mean, there's so many cards you could play in this deck, guys. There's not gonna be enough room for everything. That guy just quit. You know what I mean? Like, this deck has so many different ways to build it. Shinyfinder's a minion, and it pulls. Oh, I guess there's the Swashburglar. But no, I don't think raiding party is I don't think raiding party is better. Cuz it costs 4 mana. Shinyfinder costs 2 and he's a minion. If I were to put it, like, if there was a green skin in this deck, and if there was like 1 or 2 more pirates, but this deck has, I think it's fine. I don't think, like, the raiding party version is a slightly different build. I think for what we have going on, this is fun. But this is one of those decks that, like, there's really, like, you could do so many. This is probably one of the most diverse decks you could build, is the random rogue. I mean, there's just so many cool things you could do with it. It's a variety package. Not sure what you're gonna get. Could truly be anything. The random rogue. Shaku. Coin 5, Dragon's Fury. Ooh, Pocket Galaxy. Well, that just made my life a lot harder. Alright, let's see what Shaku gives us first. I'm not sure how to react to this hand. I mean, I could go like Ice Lance. Yeah. If we queue into another rogue, I'm just gonna concede. Please think about this better life, this better life. I don't wanna live all alone. It feels like we can do this all night. We win next turn. Dingity dingity bong bong.
I wonder.
And double pay.
Justice is mine.
Anything is alright. Yeah, next turn we can go Backstab, Tinker.
The future is ours.
As long as our board isn't frozen. Ooh.
Behold the tool.
Whoa, what do we got going on here? He's drawing a bunch of cards. 1 mana, 4/5.
Behold the tools of creation.
Backstab. Vilespine. I think I Vilespine this though. Need to draw the Spectral Cutlass. Kind of just like what I'm sitting on. He's just waiting to draw like a giant so he can conjure his calling into it. There we go. That's cool.
Justice is mine.
Keep me a Pyroblast. We just have lethal. Yabba yabba doo. Cowabunga. Yo, this song's also a banger. Cowabunga. See you on the flip side. Pew pew clue. See you later, nerd.
Justice is mine.
Bam, bam, celeb jam. This guy's name is the Murloc Master.
The iron hand of justice.
I have a feeling like we really don't need to run 2 academic espionages. We could probably just run 1. 1 is probably plenty. So if we take out 1 academic, what would we put in, boys? Ooh, your hero power gives this weapon point attack. That's horrible. Golden academic. One, 2, 3, and 4. I'm liking another shiny finder. I think that's pretty good.
Feed the fish, landlubber.
Justice is mine.
Oh yeah, I'm playing against another rogue. Whoops. That's not good. What up, Vamp? Yeah, I just noticed I'm playing against another rogue. Wow, I'm getting a lot of fucking weapons. Weapon. We're getting so many weapons. We pawns. We're getting many weapons. I don't want so many weapons. There's too many weapons, dude. Well, I want to kill this, but I don't have a 0 mana combo activator because he vanished this, which means I'd have to backstab my own unit.
Quickly. Justice is mine.
The only way I'm ever winning this is if I'm going Spectral Cutlass and then I'm playing Tinker's Sharp Oil. Okay.
Justice is mine.
Maybe I'm not dead. He has 7. He needs 6.
What lurks in the
It's not 6.
Justice is mine.
Gotta heal. So next turn he'll replay that, and then I'll go Shaku, Vilespine.
Oh, up to no good.
Tess does nothing. Feels really bad. Oh no. Alright, I think I lose. Oh, I'm in it. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. Rogue isn't something we beat with this deck.
Concede. Well played.
We could have vanished or something, but we would have still just been dead.
I am versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
None can escape my fury.
You know what? We keep Shinyfinder, but we get rid of the weapon. Bro Safari makes some good stuff. This is Bro Safari. Hey, what the... You can remove Swash for Pilfer, add Witchwood Piper. This way you will draw Shinyfinder with Piper. I mean, I already have basically 4 Spectrals in the deck, so I think we're good on Spectrals. I don't think we really need to worry about getting more of them. Pilfer does give non-rogue cards, but Pilfer is not as good as Swashburglar. Because he's just a minion that goes on board. And he's like, he's just good. So like, if we're gonna play against another rogue, we're gonna lose anyway. So to add a card that gives me slight, like very minuscule percentage versus Something we're not really gonna beat anyway, versus like a 1/1 that can trade against into other minions is probably just good. Pilfer would be good in this deck if you run like potentially maybe Auctioneer. So you could go like you'd run the Academics, right? And then you'd run Pilfer and Auctioneers. So you could use Auctioneers with the cheap spells to cycle through your deck, which is all one cost. That would be a way. That would be a reason to use Pilfer over Swash.
Tonight, a tale of long-lost world.
Yikes. Turn 4 Barnes. Destroy 3 your mana crystals. Give me all minions in your deck +2/+2. Interesting.
Justice is mine.
Let me pop, 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 pop. I think I'm gonna go Alkalite into the Surrender to Madness. I think I'm actually gonna play this card. Seems like it'd be pretty cool. It's a lot of mana crystals I'm killing though, but whatever.
Justice is mine.
Pain or suffering. You can't decide.
Surrender to Madness Rogue. I basically double princed, and it only cost me everything. What did it cost you? Everything.
I wonder.
You want to buy a funnel cake?
Justice is mine.
Should have waited till turn 10 after Valeera. I could have, but then it wouldn't be as effective. This is fine.
Buy one!
Justice is mine.
Oh, I should have killed one of these first. Whoops.
A tactical justice is mine.
That was a mistake. I ordered this wrong. Feels bad, man. I ordered that terrible.
The spirits be restless.
I ordered this terrible again. I needed to attack this first. God, I did the same mistake twice. Motherfuck. I just did the same mistake again. Oh, I'm playing like shit. Alright, I need to stretch after this game. No, why'd you have to summon the Morte? Well, that's GG. Alright, we would have lost regardless, but shit. Alright, I need a break.
Smart move.
By break, I'm just gonna go stretch real quick. Those were silly mistakes. Alright, BRB. Give me like 2